Tonight, a Panama City woman is behind bars and is being held on a $1 million bond after police say she abused a child for nearly a decade. Authorities say the Department of Child and Family Services notified them of an alleged abuse and medical neglect of a 9-year-old child. Panama City police only found out about the case a month ago. And as News 13's Emily McLeod tells us, DCF moved quickly to get the victim out of the suspect's home.
On Thursday, the Panama City Police Department announced the arrest of 49-year-old Tammy Lynn Manning of Panama City on 3 charges related to child abuse. Manning may look familiar, and that's because she's known for feeding the homeless in our community. Some of the video you are seeing is from a special report we produced back in March on her acts of public service. Detectives met with DCF investigators and were made aware of a series of medical records associated with the child. Over the last month, authorities say they have combed through years of records and obtained a search warrant on Manning's home. Through the investigation, detectives learned Manning gained custody of the child about 8 years ago and that the child had been starved her entire life.
And having a parent who has children and grandchildren, this is heartbreaking to me that a child would have to go through this type of mental and physical abuse by anyone, much less someone who they determine as who look up to as a caregiver. It's just unfathomable to me.
According to an arrest report obtained by News 13, the victim is Manning's granddaughter. The report goes on to say Manning took the child to several doctor's appointments reporting symptoms that could not be verified by doctors. It also says the victim was subject to multiple unnecessary procedures, including the insertion of a feeding tube, and that the continuous treatments left the child permanently disfigured. And this isn't the first time Manning has been on DCF's radar. According to the report, back in 2017, the victim told hospital staff that she was, quote, starving to death, and that the suspect, quote, doesn't like it when I eat. However, the case was originally closed because authorities say Manning misled DCF investigators. The physician who monitors the child's feeding tube said in a sworn statement that he believes the child abuse is a case of Munchausen by proxy. Officials say since the child was removed from Manning's care, there have been significant improvements in her health. Manning was arrested on Wednesday and now faces 3 charges: child abuse by willful torture in the form of starvation, child abuse by aggravated battery, and child abuse resulting in mental injury. She is held on a $1 million bond. In Panama City, Emily McLeod, News 13, Panhandle Strong.